Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We are gonna go back to Granite Grant here in Hell. Alright, what do we have? We have almost the entire game completed. Yeah, 14 out of 15 runes. This is very exciting. Never done a 15 rune run before. So, this is a first perhaps for both of us, dear viewers. Perhaps you have not seen such a run yourselves. Okay, so we're gonna put on these cursed things so that we can uncurse them. No reason to, let's see. No reason to have cursed items on or in our inventory when we may conceivably need to switch them at a moment's notice. We don't need that wizardry ring. I guess we were using... what were we using? I maybe should have checked this. Oh, something with cold resistance. Okay. Probably the plus invis. Yeah, okay. Yes, this seems correct. Probably should have checked that before I took them off, but, you know. Mistakes were made. Lives were lost. Yeah, this looks good. This looks very good. So what else do we have going on? We have an unidentified ring, I believe. And a mace. Resist poison, damage +7. I mean, damage +7 is cool. Don't get me wrong, but the resist poison is, I mean, certainly useless to us as a gargoyle. And, yeah, damage +7 is not better than, yeah, other things. But, that's fine. You know, not every artifact has to be a winner. Ditch the Staff of Despotter and some of these other things. Oh, I should have equipped... I don't know, maybe our Morning Star was equipped. Just clearing up our inventory a little bit. Robe of Augmentation, that seemed pretty neat, as well as this Ratskin Cloak. Those are both unrand arts. Non-random artifacts that are the same every time. They identify upon sight, not upon pickup, so very useful. And why not identify this mace? The Mace of the Hidden Wishes. Oh, that would have been really cool early on, but not anymore. Alrighty. And we do definitely want to wield this and then uncurse it. Because, yeah. That. How do we still not have maximal resist cold? Oh, because we were using the Ring of the City, I guess? I don't think we're going to need full cold resistance. In fact, I'm positive we're not going to need it, because we are going to Gehenna. It's the Ashen Valley of Gehenna. The final branch of hell that stands between us and sweet, sweet victory. And Gehenna is the fiery hell. As you can probably tell already. Lots of various fiery things, as well as the standard occasional undead. Undead are pretty easily found in any of the branches. A little bit more in Tartarus. In fact, Tartarus is almost exclusively. There we go. Ooh, we can just sort of rush on over here. It's perfectly valid to do that in Hell, provided that you are, at a reasonable health level. Pulling things down with you, not exploring a level, those things are fine. As long as it's, not going to accidentally kill you or something silly. And that is because there is basically no treasure anywhere in hell except for the bottom layer. So, yeah, not a lot of point in exploring things. I mean, if you need experience, oh dear, yikes, that is why I don't just meander about, even as strong as we are. Can take some damage pretty quickly. Fortunately, we are just so strong. I don't have to worry too terribly much about that. The insane resistance to torment that we have right now is maybe my favorite thing at the moment about this character. This character is fantastic in numerous ways, but the fact that we're not, always fighting for our lives because we've been, tormented twice and are at 25% hit points, or even I mean, we probably have full resist negative energy, so it'd be only a third of our health each time. That's still, it still drops us down to like 50%. It's, what is smiting us? A smoke demon, I suppose? And what is that over there? An Etten zombie. I'm not worried about Etten zombies. This branch seems a little rougher than some of the others. I guess Hellfire is one thing that we are not particularly resistant to. I think there may be ways to become resistant to Hellfire. I don't think that there's any playable race that is naturally resistant. There are several ways that you can use Hellfire, but very few by which you can be protected. Oh, I don't like resting in the hells, but sometimes it's necessary. And we do still have a potion of restore abilities if things get too hairy. Okay, we should be fine now. There we go. Gehenna 4, okay. We actually managed to sneak up on him all the way. That's kind of cool. What's our stealth? 20? Good to know. Because I don't believe we're very stealthy. Oh, no, we are extremely stealthy. Okay. Interesting. Here I am going to sort of duck around the corner. Oh, well, I planned to duck around the corner so that I had fewer things to face at the same time, but pardon me. But my plan was foiled. Iron Golem, huh? Kill the things to the right first so that that knight with the pole arm is not quite as obnoxious. Screening him behind the other polearm user, the Reaper. Hellions, eh? Oh, I forgot about Orb of Destruction. I should be using that for some of these long-range incidences. Doesn't have a simulacrum's chance in hell. Oh, I'm so very clever. Hell Knights, I believe, are immune to Fire, yeah. But they are not immune to many other things, including face bashing. Generally, don't do too well after a few face bashes. Titan simulacrums and zombies are actually still fairly dangerous. They can do a pretty hefty amount of damage if they get a couple of good hits in. Shrieking skulls, or flying skulls rather, which have a tendency to shriek from time to time. I don't know why I'm trying to clear all this. I think it's just that I really want to have at least a reasonable retreat here. Okay, now we have a couple of points of exit. Ah, good. Onward to Gehenna 5. Gehenna is intense. This is maybe the hardest branch? I don't know. Hard to say for certain, but definitely one of the harder ones. I think that the hells, just as a whole, aren't as difficult to take down as a stroll through Pandemonium. But there are some instances where you just get hit by a couple of bad hell punishments in a row and just get into kind of a rough spot. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about doing them before other branches. Man, too many spellcasters here. We need to thin them out a little bit. All right. Even though I don't know of really anything that can knock us out of the air with our caught in it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I couldn't even see that salamander. But I can blow him up. Very satisfying. Another nice thing about the Hells is that there's no moral ambiguity here. You're not, fighting elves that may or may not be in their, houses that you're breaking down and stealing. They live underground. What's wrong with that? And it's not Zot 5 where, maybe the orb is like the Philosopher's Stone and you can solve the problem of mortality with it. Or maybe it's just, super evil and you're an evil dude and by carrying it out you're unleashing all these horrors on the world because you wanted to get rich. Like it's there's a lot of blank areas to be filled in by the imaginative player. But with the Hells, you can feel pretty safe that you're not having to worry about any moral gray area here. You can just indiscriminately bash and feel fine. Confused, eh? Let's go ahead and drink a potion of curing. I don't really like the idea of being confused over lava. Call me crazy. Summonings at level 23, that's kind of neat. Dragon's Call at 2%, also kind of neat. Well, we finally found a way out of here if we should need it. So Gehenna is home to Asmodeus, I believe, who is quite scary. Very scary. It's nice that we're resistant to fire and all, but we are not particularly resistant to hellfire. And I have the feeling that there will be quite a bit of it when we reach Asmodeus. I don't know for sure. I have a feeling. Alright, yeah, Etten zombies still tough. This just in. Basically, things with a very high strength can be quite damaging as a zombie as well. Things that rely more on spellcasting or special abilities are much, much less powerful. Blat. I really just want to get out of here. But these things won't leave me alone. Shields at level 26, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I should have known. The layout of this level was enough to suggest that there would be a staircase in the middle, and there was. I had no need to go running about. Let's just go ahead and... yeah. Sometimes it's better to take the devil you don't. Devil you don't know as opposed to the devil you do know. You know, let's say. Better the devil you know than... but sometimes it's the other way around. Oh, heck. Let's just Earthquake. Or Shatter, rather. Hell. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, that was quite effective. Let everything know where we were, but I mean... we can just Shatter again if we absolutely need to. Ooh, I am going to duck back in here. Just because reducing line of sight as much as possible can allow for a little bit of relatively uninterrupted rest. Actually, that's a strategy I could have been using this whole time. It's a strategy that I always forget about, namely carrying around a silly wand of digging so that you can make use of terrain. You can dig little hallways into the walls of a level so that you can create a choke point so things can't swarm you. Very effective against bees. Or other, evasive monsters that are high speed monsters. Or, using a wall as an escape, setting it up so that you can kind of dart through a hole in the wall to get into a twistier area with nice line of sight blocks. Sorry, we keep finding ourselves in these situations where there are just things. Well, let me kill these things, and then we'll see. Ah, good. Staircase down. Man. Abjuration, please. Okay, I do want to rest up fully if possible here, since Gehenna 7 is where the big bad lives. Yeah, Orb of Destruction is really strong. It's not good against things that are close to you. The tile, if they're immediately adjacent to you, it only does 25% of its maximum damage, or its damage is reduced by 75%, and that goes down by that penalty is reduced by 25% each tile that it moves away from you. So by tile 4, it's at full strength, where it goes kaboom and explodes things. I think I want to wait until closer to Asmodeus to drink restorability, since we only have the one. I don't like liches. I mean, at least it's not an ancient lich, but still not great. Man, from all the way over there. Just dropping hellfire like it's a thing. A molten gargoyle. I don't believe I have ever seen one of those before. Huh. A hideous molten stone statue. Wow. Ah, yes, Victor Hugo. A lugubrious aspect. I like lugubrious. It's an excellent word. Like a bat in front of a candle. Cool. Alright, well, I bet they're strong. I mean, we are familiar with gargoyles, being one ourselves, and they are definitely not to be trifled with. We are certainly not to be trifled with. Okay, so I want to be wielding the this morning star of freezing, or evening star of freezing, rather. Just realized that it's going to be really, really good here, but we have to figure out a way to get some fire resistance and negative energy. Yeah, I think this was our backup ring. Getting rid of... I just really don't think we're going to need any resist cold here. If we bump into an ice fiend or something, we can drink a potion of resistance. But I am not particularly scared of getting hit by a full strength cold attack here. just a hunch, you know. We did see an ice fiend on a previous level in here, but that was a random ice fiend summoned by hell, not part of the level. So the odds of us already being in a fight and being sticky flame. Okay, that's taken care of. I always want deflect missiles up. Deflect missiles never stops being useful. It is great through the entire game, from the very moment you can cast it until the very pits of the end game. Let's try slouching, just for the fun of it. Oh, that did almost nothing. Okay. Well, I guess it did some damage here and there. Did a lot of damage to the hasted guy. That's good to know. I think probably shatter is a reasonable thing to do here. Yeah, that seems fine. Especially effective against gargoyles, which can be to our detriment if we find ourselves in that kind of situation. Not too many enemies that cast shatter, though. In fact, maybe none at all that cast shatter specifically. There are a number of earth magic spells that are quite nasty for us. Lee's rapid deconstruction, for example, rapidly deconstructs us. Okay. While we can fly over this lava, I do not see a compelling need to do so if we can avoid it. How are we becoming covered in liquid flames? I guess we were slapped by that fire elemental with some of them. I don't know. Ah, here we go. I imagine this is the keep. The lair of Asmodeus. Last of the Lords of Hell. He's definitely scary. I haven't even seen him yet, but I am intimidated. The rest of his demean has been just really brutal. Keep getting covered in flames. I'm actually going to recharge our Wand of Heal Wounds. Seems like using a scroll now rather than risking it being burned is perhaps a wise choice. Not that we have too much to worry about. I mean, we have a zillion scrolls of blinking, so we always have an escape outlet. I mean, nothing's going to burn through 7 scrolls of blinking considering that we have conservation on our cloak. That is, I forgot about that. I was describing to my best friend earlier some of the changes that are going to be in 0.15, and looks like a lot of health here. Edmund Skeleton, I guess. Oh, the smiting from that smoke demon. That's what was getting us. Alright. Well, that's okay. A little bit sloppy of me, but one of the things changing in 0.15 is item destruction. No longer a thing. Very, very exciting to me. I mean, I would be perfectly fine, in fact, if they added in an entirely new, never-before-seen thing to make the game harder as a result of removing it, because that's a whole equipment slot that we get to free up. I mean, there's so many cool cloaks that I never get to wear because I need conservation. And it can only be found on cloaks and amulets, and you need resist mutation, which can only be found on amulets. Generally speaking, I do not believe that any of the statements that I just made are 100% accurate. I have never seen resist mutation on anything but an amulet, so I make that inference. Regardless, that's a whole nother equipment slot. Like, we could be using a really cool artifact cloak right now if we didn't have to be wearing something with conservation. Here's my point. Yeah, there are a bunch of really neat cloaks. Some unrand arts that are reasonably obtainable. I think we might have found a couple on this character. Maybe just one. Maybe none, and I'm thinking of another character. But my point is that you never get to use any of them as it is. If you want to keep any of your items, which you pretty much always do. You can get by for a long time without conservation, and you just burn through a bunch of otherwise useful resources. But, you know, there's no real late game consequence to that, because if you have reached late game in spite of all of your resources being burned, you're probably strong enough to be okay without them. It's just that, or, you know, if you've reached the end game, you've reached the end game. It doesn't matter how you got there or what you have left. But if you have any kind of stockpile, and if you want to be able to use your consumables in the end game, an extended end game, you absolutely have to have conservation. The chance of you know, not having one when you really need it, having one burn at exactly the wrong moment, is something that you really can't afford in the Hells and in Pandemonium, especially since there's so much fire, and especially, well, in Cocytus certainly, but also in some levels of Pandemonium, you can run into levels of full of cold as well. This is, a really painful situation. Let's think about what we can do here. I don't want to shatter under any circumstances. That will open up walls, potentially. We might be exposed to Asmodeus. That just seems like a terrible idea. I do, however, want to think of our options. Firestorm. We could just keep bashing. We could summon some dragons. I kind of like summoning dragons. Let's try summoning some dragons. Just at the very least, it'll keep focus off of us, and at best, if Asmodeus is hiding right around the corner, which it appears he is not. Those doors, perhaps, hide his foul visage. But we should probably mend up first before we discover that. Actually, we're going to be smart and safe, no matter how powerful we are. Can still play smart and safe, which I haven't been doing a whole lot of this run. I've been playing very fast and loose. I've been impatient, which is a very deadly thing to be. I'm so excited about winning that I'm not devoting as much attention to my play as I should be. Let's get this artifact glaive up off the ground. Oh, that's another cool change in 0.15, is that corrosion is no longer a problem. Corrosion is temporary. There's no item destruction, no consumable destruction, and there's also no degrading of the quality of your equipment. It's very exciting. A Serpent of Hell. Oh my. What is that? Wow. That looks scary. Oh, the Serpent of Hell. Just the... The only one. Hey, that seems really dangerous. Let's see what's up with this. Don't fail me now, Wiki. We are so close. Here we go. A unique demonic dragon. Okay, its attributes and breath attacks vary based on where you encounter on the fiery serpent of Gehenna. Fire and hellfire is commune to both. Wow. Okay, well, its fire breath is insanely painful, but I think we'll be okay. Wow. Okay, so that was a low damage Lahudibs. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah. Serpent of Hell only has 100 to 143 hit points, saith the wiki. So the fact that our Lahudibs probably is doing something like, I don't know, 90 points on average. Probably a max of, man, contamination. That's rough. Well, let's definitely drink this potion of cure mutation. That seems like a perfectly good idea. Okay, neat. And we're going to bash some things here. Yeah, our... Oh, okay, our spells are still perfectly castable. Huh. Interesting. I was going to say they're just not very high, but... Oh, yeah, they're a little bit higher anyway. Okay, cool. Yeah, went ahead and drank our Potion of Restore abilities, since it seems we are approaching the final stretch here. Asmodeus awaits. Huh. Treasure. That's cool. Where's the Lord of Hell? The Hell Lord. Alright, so here's a situation where we want to use a couple of charges from our Wand of Heal Wounds. We don't necessarily want to waste a bunch of turns healing. When we can be punished by hell, lose our abilities again. Man, this Hell Lord, very reclusive. Having to draw things around corners is very painful. But I really don't want to risk... Oh, yikes. Wow. Glad we're getting demons just summoned on top of us all the time. Okay, we do need to... Oh, gosh. I wonder if these punishments are worse because we're close to the Lord? May just be coincidence. Maybe because we're on the 7th level in general. Alright. We're getting there. Just resting in little fits and spurts until we get up to basically full strength. Okay, close enough. Yeah, I just I don't want to go into a fight with a Hell Lord at half health, you know. Seems like a poor plan. Obsidian Rune of Zot. There's Asmodeus. He's wielding a ruby scepter. One of the archdemons who dwell in the depths of hell will breathe in fire. Bolt of fire, hellfire, fire summon. For myself, I have other occupations. I make absurd matches. I marry greybeards with minors, masters with servants, girls with small fortunes, with tender lovers who have none. It is I who introduced into this world luxury, debauchery, games of chance, and chemistry. I am the author of the first cookery book, the inventor of festivals, of dancing, music, plays, and of the newest fashions. In a word, I am Asmodeus, surnamed the Devil on Two Sticks. Very interesting. I wonder what the original French is. Well, Asmodeus. Let's tango. By tango, I mean Lahudibs. Also, I want to try Slouch here. Meh. Seems fine, but not great. He seems to be summoning clouds of flame around him constantly. Abjuration seems good. I don't think he's hurting us at all. Okay, a little bit. Hellfire, yeah. Oh man, this is so cool. I kind of want to kill him with something special. Kind of want to shatter him. Oh, well. Okay, we'll just bash him to death then. Scepter of Asmodeus. Cool. "15 runes. Oh, dear viewers, this is a cool moment. 15 runes, all of them, every single one. That is a hell of an accomplishment. Oh, you're welcome. For that, I really do deserve to die with a bunch of summoned hell minions. I'm a little greedy. I want to see what's in here. Alrighty. Let's peace out. What's the best way to do that? Probably go there. Shatter is a good way to get where you're going if you don't care who notices. And let's lickety-split. Boom, back to the vestibule. Alrighty, well, I think what we're going to do is pick up a couple of these unique artifacts, these unrand arts. Staff of Despotter. Yeah, sure. Just pick up sort of a handful of artifacts. Head back to our stash. I know it's been a while since we've been to the stash. It's kind of crazy. Because what we are going to do is we are going to prep for grabbing the orb and getting a really, really high score. This is the substantive end of the video. I won't be fighting anything else. I'm not going to be grabbing the orb on this video. I'll be doing that in a separate one. So if you want to hear me talking about the stuff in our stash and some thoughts before we wrap up the character, please feel free to stick around. Otherwise, join me for the excitement in the next video. I will probably start it in the orb room just for the maximum impact, but you won't miss anything else on this video if you want to go, but if you stay, you'll hear me ramble on. Ramble on? Okay, so what we want to do, we want to pick up all of our potions and all of our scrolls if we can. We can't pick all of them up. We can pick up a few. Neat. Alright, and then we want to drop the least valuable ones, the most common. We want to drop rations after we eat one. Yeah. We'll eat two. We'll make sure that we're engorged. Because we will not spend enough time to need them. We're going to pick up as many unique items as we can find. So the Sword of Serabov is a good one. Let's see, any other unrand arts? No, okay. Oh, the Elemental Staff, right. Can't carry that many items. Alright, so we're going to drop some things. This glaive is probably not important. It's hard to tell. I really don't know what's going to give us the most points, but I'm excited to just get a stupidly high score regardless. Okay, so I think some potions probably aren't as valuable as others. Same thing with scrolls. Like Fear, Vulnerability rather. We can drop Brand Weapon. Fog. Yeah. Okay. And then we can drop that and that and that and that. Yeah, okay. Oh, though if we have a scroll of identify somewhere. Do we not? Really? Wow. Ran out of scrolls of identify. Weird. I was going to identify the random ring that we're carrying, but no, I don't want to that much. I think Boots of the Assassin are an unrand art, but meh. I would imagine that weapons and armor are worth more. Lear's Hauberk, sure. And maybe our plus 10 Pearl Dragon armor. Oh, we're wearing that awesome Fire Dragon armor, that's right. Yeah, the Fire Dragon armor of the Prince. Ah, so cool. It's like regular Fire Dragon armor, but with intelligence and damage plus 4. Just bonkers. Insane. Oh, a ton of manuals, which we never used. Suppose we could actually pick up stealth. We've been training that anyway. Probably should have been carrying that the whole time, to be honest. Alright, so we have 5 slots open. I really don't know what the most valuable things are. I've never been that concerned with it before, but I figured this time I'd actually think about it and, mess about with things. Well, let's get the Boots of the Assassin. I have no basis for my speculation that unrand arts, like unique artifacts, are worth more. I know for a fact that like the Horn of Geryon and the Sword of Sarabov, those like you beat a boss, here's its weapon kind of things. Those are worth a lot of points. But aside from that, I'm just kind of rough hazarding value based on anticipated power level, I suppose. I don't know. But we want to make sure that we have, 51 of 52 slots filled. I think that's good. I think that's good. And then we're just going to, I guess we can grab 1 meat ration here that we can eat when we're standing on the orb itself. And we're going to go ahead and trek on down to the realm of Zot here, so the next time we can just have a fun-filled, exciting adventure as we escape with the orb. I'm so excited. I'm probably going to record that video immediately after I end this video, or as soon as I take a drink of water and calm myself. The powerful magic force warping space is the orb. This is, I think, also the first time that I have approached the orb from the north. I don't think I've ever... I think the orb room has always been on top of the entrance area, as it were. But anyway, here we are, and this is it. This is it. Next video, we win. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.